Hey everyone, and welcome back to Becoming Ultimate Masters. Today we're going to take a deep dive into something really mind-blowing.
Yeah.
The power to heal your body
Mm.
and unlock limitless learning,
Right.
all by rewiring your brain.
Really fascinating stuff.
Yeah, we'll be unpacking incredible insights from experts like Dr. Joe Dispenza and Mark Hyman,
Yes.
who have dedicated their lives to understanding this deep connection between our minds and bodies.
Yeah.
So if you're ready to tap into your full potential,
Oh, yeah.
buckle up, because this deep dive is for you, especially our amazing young adults and high school students listening out there.
You know, it's fascinating how we're moving beyond just positive thinking. This is about a fundamental shift in
Yeah.
understanding how deeply our minds and bodies are connected.
Okay, so I have to admit, when I first started reading about Dr. Dispenza's work, I was a little skeptical.
Oh, really?
I mean, people regaining sight walking after paralysis,
Wow.
chronic illnesses disappearing. It almost sounded too good to be true.
It's definitely remarkable, but what makes Dr. Dispenza's approach so compelling is that it's grounded in scientific observation.
Right.
He emphasizes that we are not just our physical bodies, we are also our personalities.
Okay.
In other
Yeah.
words,
Yeah.
we are the sum of our thoughts, actions, and feelings.
So you're saying that my personality, my thoughts, feelings, all of that is actually shaping my physical reality.
Exactly. And think about it. Have you ever noticed how stress or negativity can make you physically feel worse?
Oh, absolutely. When I'm stressed out, I get headaches. My stomach is in knots. It's like my whole body's screaming at me.
And that's because your body doesn't differentiate between a real experience and an emotion created by your thoughts.
Wow.
Dr. Dispenza explains that when you constantly dwell on negative memories or anxieties,
Okay.
your body reacts as if it's actually happening.
Oh, wow.
You're essentially living in a state of chronic stress, and that has a real impact on your health down to the cellular level.
Hold on. So my thoughts are actually impacting my cells. That's kind of mind-blowing and a little scary, to be honest.
It is powerful stuff, but this connection is also incredibly empowering because if we can learn to change our thoughts,
Right.
we can change our biology.
Okay, that's a pretty big if, right?
Yeah.
I mean, mastering your mind sounds like a Herculean task.
You're not wrong, but remember, even experts struggle with this.
Really?
Dr. Mark Hyman, a leading figure in functional medicine,
Yeah.
openly talks about battling his own lower self, that voice in his head that's constantly chattering and sometimes dragging him down.
Wow, even Dr. Hyman deals with that.
Oh, yeah.
That makes me feel so much better.
Exactly. We all have that inner monkey mind.
Yeah.
The key is to recognize it and not let it run the show.
Okay, so how do we start rewiring our brains for healing? Where do we even begin?
Dr. Dispenza outlines 4 key elements for healing the body with the mind.
Okay.
First, you have to believe in what he calls innate intelligence, a powerful force within us that drives life and healing.
I like that it's like acknowledging that our bodies are naturally designed to heal.
Yeah.
We just have to tap into that power.
Exactly. The second element is taking responsibility.
Hmm.
Instead of blaming external factors for our health conditions, we need to recognize the role our thoughts and emotions play.
So instead of saying, I have a headache, I should be saying, I'm creating a headache with my stress.
Precisely. It's a subtle shift in language, but it has profound implications. It puts you back in the driver's seat. The third element is what Dr. Dispenza calls reinventing yourself.
Reinventing myself. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Imagine the healthiest, most vibrant version of yourself. How would that person think, act, and feel?
Okay.
What kind of energy would they radiate?
That's a great question. I think I'd feel calm, energized,
Yeah.
confident, like I could take on anything.
You see, you're already tapping into the power of visualization.
Wow.
It's about creating a clear vision of who you want to be and embodying that energy.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this all fits together. So what's the fourth and final element?
Losing track of time. Now, this might sound a bit strange.
Losing track of time. How does that heal anything?
Well, think about it when you're truly engaged in something,
Okay.
whether it's creating art, playing music, or even having a great conversation.
Right.
You kind of lose yourself in the moment, right?
Yeah.
Your sense of time becomes distorted.
Yeah, I definitely get that. Like when I'm playing basketball, I completely lose track of everything else.
Exactly. And that's a sign that something profound is happening. You're shifting your brainwave patterns, entering a state of deep focus where change can occur.
Okay.
Dr. Dispenza has actually observed this using brain scans.
That's incredible. So we're not just talking about wishful thinking here.
Yeah.
There's real science behind this.
Absolutely. And the more we practice techniques that help us reach these states of deep focus,
Yeah.
the more we can rewire our brains for healing and optimal performance.
This is so inspiring. But let's be real for a second.
Sure.
How do we cultivate these powerful states of mind, especially in the midst of our busy lives?
Right.
I mean, I can barely find time to finish my homework, let alone rewire my brain.
You're right. It's not always easy, but even small, consistent steps can make a big difference.
Okay.
One practice that can have a huge impact is gratitude.
Gratitude. That sounds a bit too simple.
It might sound simple, but don't underestimate the power of gratitude.
Okay.
Research has shown that practicing gratitude can actually boost your immune system. Specifically, it increases the production of immunoglobulin A, which is your body's natural antiviral and antibacterial agent.
Wait, so being grateful can actually help me fight off colds and flus?
Exactly. It also helps shift your nervous system from fight or flight mode to a state of relaxation and repair. So instead of constantly reacting to stress, you're creating the conditions for your body to heal and thrive.
That's amazing. So how do we actually make gratitude a regular practice?
That's where meditation comes in.
Meditation. I'm not sure I'm the meditation type.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting still for hours sounds, well, a little boring.
I hear you, but meditation isn't about escaping from life. It's about training for life. Dr. Dispenza explains that it's about learning to maintain a calm, focused state, even amidst the chaos of daily life.
Okay.
And you don't have to sit still for hours on end.
Oh, goody.
He actually teaches 4 types of meditation: seated, standing, walking, and lying down.
So I could meditate while walking my dog.
Oh, absolutely. Mindfulness can be integrated into any activity. It's simply about bringing your full attention to the present moment, whatever you're doing.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential here.
Yeah.
This is all about being more present and aware, not just zoning out. But what about learning? Can we actually accelerate our learning using these same principles?
Absolutely. Remember that limitless model we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
It applies to far more than just healing. In
Yeah.
fact, Dr. Hyman has written an entire book called Limitless
Okay.
that explores how to apply these principles to enhance your learning abilities.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. How do we tap into that limitless learning potential?
Well, it all starts with your mindset. What limiting beliefs are you holding about yourself and your capabilities? Are you telling yourself you're not good at math or too old to learn a new language?
I've definitely had those thoughts. It's like I've put myself in a box.
We all do it. The key is to recognize those beliefs and challenge them. Because the truth is, your brain is far more capable than you realize. It's constantly adapting and evolving.
Okay, so mindset is key.
Right.
What about motivation? I know when I'm not motivated, it's nearly impossible to learn anything new.
Motivation is all about having a strong why. Why do you want to achieve this goal? What's driving you? In his book, Dr. Hyman shares a powerful story about a student who used speed reading to help her dying mother.
Wow, that's an incredible story.
Yeah.
Talk about a powerful reason to learn.
Right. When you have a compelling purpose, you can overcome almost any obstacle.
Okay, so we've got the what? Rewiring our brains for limitless learning, and the why, a powerful purpose. Now let's talk about the how. Give us some practical techniques.
Let's start with speed reading, which is a great example of how you can actually train your brain to learn more efficiently.
Yeah.
One technique that can dramatically increase your reading speed and focus is using a visual pacer.
A visual pacer. What's that?
It's simply using your finger or a pointer to guide your eyes across the page.
Okay.
It prevents your eyes from jumping around and helps you maintain a consistent rhythm.
Interesting. I've never heard of that before. What else?
Another common obstacle to speed reading is something called subvocalization,
Okay.
which is that habit of saying the words in your head as you read.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it was a thing.
It's a natural habit, but it slows you down. Start by simply becoming aware of when you're subvocalizing.
Okay.
Then try practicing reading without vocalizing the words in your head.
Okay, I can definitely try that. Any other speed reading tips?
Be mindful of regression. That's the tendency to reread words or phrases, which can really eat up your time.
Right.
Try to minimize regressions by focusing on moving forward through the text.
Okay, so visual pacer, minimize subvocalization, avoid regression. I'm writing this down. This is great.
There's so much more to explore when it comes to speed reading, but I don't want to overload you.
No, this is fascinating. But before we get too deep into the how-tos, I want to make sure our listeners don't miss the bigger picture.
You're right. It's important to keep the context in mind.
This is about so much more than just reading faster. It's about realizing that we have the power to shape our own brains, to learn and grow in ways we never thought possible.
Yeah.
And that's pretty incredible, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's about unlocking our full potential, not just in learning, but in every area of our lives.
Now, before we move on to the next part of our deep dive,
Okay.
I want to encourage everyone listening to share this incredible information with your friends and family,
Yes.
especially those young minds who are just starting to explore their potential.
Yeah.
Let's create a ripple effect of positive change.
I love that idea knowledge is most valuable when it's shared.
Exactly. And don't forget to subscribe to Becoming Ultimate Masters so you don't miss out on our future episodes.
Yeah.
And remember, new episodes drop daily.
We've got some fascinating deep dives lined up.
Awesome.
So stay tuned.
And if you're ready to take your personal transformation to the next level, be sure to visit www.ultimatemasters.org, coaching, or WhatsApp us at +256 771 324 119.
Yes,
We're here to support you on your journey to becoming the ultimate version of yourself.
absolutely.
All right, let's take a short break, and we'll be right back to delve even deeper into this fascinating topic of rewiring your brain for healing and limitless learning.
Sounds good. Welcome back, everyone. We were just discussing the power of a strong why and how it can fuel incredible transformations when it comes to learning.
You know what really struck me was that story about the student using speed reading to help her dying mother. Talk about a reason to push past your limits. It makes you realize that we all have that potential within us.
Absolutely. Having a compelling purpose can unlock reserves of energy and determination we didn't even know we had.
It makes you think about how we approach challenges in general if we can connect to a deeper meaning. It's no longer just about the task at hand, but something much bigger.
That's a powerful insight. It applies to all areas of our lives, not just learning.
So we've covered mindset motivation and some speed reading techniques. Are there any other tools or practices that can help us rewire our brains for healing and optimal performance? I mean, this all sounds incredible, but how do we make it a reality in our daily lives?
One practice Dr. Dispenza highlights is the importance of coherence. It's about creating a harmonious alignment between your heart and brain.
Coherence. That sounds intriguing, but I'm not sure I understand what that means. Can you explain it a bit more?
Think about it this way. When you experience stress or negative emotions, your brainwaves become erratic and incoherent.
Okay.
This disrupts the flow of energy and information throughout your body, impacting everything from your immune system to your cognitive function.
Just like our internal communication system gets all jumbled up.
Exactly. But when we cultivate coherence, our heart and brains start to beat in sync, creating a powerful state of harmony and balance.
That sounds amazing. How do we create this heart-brain coherence? Is it something we can learn?
Dr. Dispenza has found that certain meditation techniques can actually induce a state of deep coherence. He uses brain scans to track these changes in real time and has shown how our brains light up with synchronized activity during these practices.
Wow, so we can literally see our brains becoming more in sync? That's incredible.
Yes, and the benefits extend far beyond just feeling good. Coherence has been shown to enhance creativity, strengthen the immune system, and promote a profound sense of peace and well-being.
It sounds like coherence is a key ingredient for unlocking our full potential, not just for healing, but for everything.
You got it. And the best part is that these tools are available to everyone. It's not about having special talents or abilities. It's about making a conscious choice to step into a new way of being.
So we have the power to choose how we think, how we feel, and ultimately how we experience life.
Absolutely. We are not victims of our circumstances or our genetics. We have the incredible ability to rewire our brains and create a reality that aligns with our deepest desires.
This is also inspiring, but it can also feel a bit overwhelming. Where do we even begin to put all this incredible information into practice?
Remember, even small, consistent steps can lead to profound transformations. Start by incorporating one new practice into your routine, whether it's gratitude, journaling, a short meditation, or simply paying more attention to your thoughts throughout the day.
Okay, that feels more manageable one step at a time.
Exactly. And don't forget to celebrate your successes along the way. Every time you choose a positive thought over a negative one, every time you connect to a feeling of gratitude, you're rewiring your brain and creating a more expansive reality for yourself.
This has been such an insightful journey so far. I'm learning so much about the power of the mind and the incredible potential we all have within us.
I'm glad you're finding it valuable. And remember, this is just the beginning. We've only scratched the surface of what's possible when we start to consciously work with our minds.
Okay, now I'm really excited to see what else we uncover. Before we move on to the final part of our deep dive, I want to remind all our listeners, especially our young adults and high school students, that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to.
Yes, the power to create a brighter future lies within each and every one of you.
Absolutely. We believe in you, and we can't wait to see the amazing things you'll accomplish. Now let's take a short break to reflect on what we've learned, and we'll be right back to delve even deeper into this fascinating topic of rewiring your brain for healing and limitless learning. Welcome back to Becoming Ultimate Masters. We've covered some seriously mind-expanding territory in this deep dive, haven't we?
We have. It's amazing to explore how much power we truly have to shape our own realities.
I'm still processing everything we've talked about: mindset, motivation, meditation, coherence. It's a lot to take in, but in the best way possible. It's like we've been given a whole new toolkit for living a more empowered life.
That's a great way to put it. And like any good toolkit, the more we practice using these tools, the more skillful we become.
So true. Now, before we wrap up, I want to make sure we touch on some practical learning strategies. We talked about speed reading. But what about things like memory focus or even learning a new language? Those feel like completely different beasts.
Well, the beauty of the limitless model is that it can be applied to all forms of learning. It's about understanding the fundamental principles of how our brains work and using that knowledge to our advantage.
So it's not about just memorizing a bunch of random facts. It's about understanding the underlying processes.
Exactly. For example, let's talk about memory. One of the biggest myths is that some people are just born with good memories, while others aren't.
Oh, believe me, I've used that excuse plenty of times.
But the truth is, memory is a skill that can be trained and strengthened, just like any other muscle. It's about understanding how your brain encodes and retrieves information.
That's good news because my memory definitely needs a workout. So what are some practical techniques for improving our memory?
One powerful technique is association. Our brains are wired to remember things that are connected to strong emotions or vivid imagery.
So instead of trying to just rote memorize a list of facts, I could try to create a story or a picture in my mind that links those facts together.
Precisely, the more creative and engaging the association, the more likely you are to remember it.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It's like giving my brain a hook to hang those memories on.
Exactly. And this principle applies to all sorts of learning, from languages to complex concepts, even remembering where you parked your car.
This is so helpful. So we're not stuck with the brain. We can actually train it to be more efficient and effective. And it sounds like a lot of it comes down to making learning fun and engaging.
You got it. The more you enjoy the process, the more your brain will embrace it.
I love that it takes the pressure off. It's not about forcing ourselves to learn, but about finding ways to make it a more joyful experience.
Exactly. And when we approach learning with enthusiasm and curiosity, our brains literally light up with new connections and possibilities.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. I feel like I've been given a whole new perspective on what's possible, not just with learning, but with life in general.
I'm so glad to hear that. And remember, this is just the beginning. There's a whole universe of knowledge and possibilities waiting to be explored.
Before we sign off, I want to remind everyone to visit www.ultimatemasters.org, coaching, or WhatsApp us at +256-771-324-11 time for more information and guidance as you embark on this journey of becoming the ultimate version of yourself. We're here to support you every step of the way.
And don't forget to subscribe to Becoming Ultimate Masters so you don't miss out on our future deep dives. We release new episodes every single day, packed with even more insights and strategies to help you unlock your limitless potential.
A huge thank you to all of you for joining us on this incredible adventure of exploring the power of the mind. We truly believe in you, and we can't wait to see all the amazing things you'll achieve.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep reaching for the stars.
Until next time, stay curious and keep becoming the ultimate masters of your own lives.